Hi guys. Okay, so now I'm going to go over the homework from the 18th. 318. Okay, according to what everybody sent me, I'm doing 1, 3, 4, 5, 6. I guess 2 is no problem. All right, so number 1. Can everybody see this? Yes. All right. It is 2 cosine squared theta equals cosine theta. Okay, it's a second degree equation. These are not like terms. This is like saying x squared and this is like saying x. I could bring it over and set it equal to 0. 2 cosine squared theta minus cosine theta equals 0. It's not a trinomial, guys, because there's not 3 terms. Tri means 3. I could factor out a cosine. I factor out a cosine, and I'm left with 2 cosine theta minus 1 equals 0. Now I set each one of my factors equal to 0. Cosine theta equals 0. 2 cosine theta minus 1 equals 0. So this simplifies to cosine theta is 1/2. So what has a cosine of 0? Okay, that's going to be one of my quadrantals. Cosine is x. X is here and here. So this is pi over 2 and 3 pi over 2. Now who has a cosine of 1/2? Cosine of 1/2, positive 1/2, is pi over 3, and in quadrant 4, because cosine's also in quadrant 4, it's going to be 5 pi over 3. A lot of you just gave me one answer. You have to realize that, first of all, it's positive there's 2 places, negative is 2 places. And for the most part, if you're dealing with your quadrantals, there's going to be 2 answers. Not always, okay? Not always. All right, let's look now at number 3. Number 3 was sine to the 4th x plus 2 sine cubed x minus 3 equals 0. Okay, what I did here is it's going to be a quadratic. It's like saying to the second, like 2 and 1, but now it's 4 and 3. I think this was supposed to be a 2. I think I copied this wrong. This is a 2. Okay, so then it's going to be sine squared x plus sine squared x minus, okay, and now 2 numbers that multiply to give me 3, subtract to give me 2 is going to be 3 and 1, and I know 3 has to be positive with that. When I solve this, it's sine squared x equals negative 3, square root to get rid of that squared, and you're going to have nothing that exists because you can't square root a negative. Over here, it's going to be sine squared x equals 1. Square root, okay, is going to be, again, positive and negative 1. Okay, the square root of 1, a lot of people didn't realize that. Positive sine 1, negative sine 1. You're talking about pi over 2 and 3 pi over 2. Okay, so that's how you work out number 3. Let's go to number 4. Okay, number 4 is negative 2 sine x equals negative sine x cosine x. This is one term. It's like having an x and y together. All right, so I'm going to bring this to the other side. It's going to be, actually, yeah, I may as well. I'm going to bring the negative 2 here. I like my leading coefficient to be positive. Doesn't matter, not really, but all right. I'm trying to think which would be easy for you. All right, I'll just bring it to the left. Negative 2 sine x plus sine x cosine x equals 0. They both have a sign. I'm going to factor that out. When I factor out a sine x, I'm left with negative 2 plus cosine x equals 0. When I set them both equal to 0, this is sine x equals 0. This is negative 2 plus cosine x equals 0. Bringing that 2 to the other side, I'm left with a cosine x equals 2, which you reject. Remember, cosine and sine cannot be greater than 1. Here, again, it's a quadrantal. The sine that is 0 is going to be, and a lot of people got this wrong. Sine is your y value. Y value is here and here. It's going to be 0 degrees and it's going to be pi degrees. Remember, we're not using 2 pi. Okay, our range goes from, our domain goes from 0, okay, including 0, all the way to 2 pi, not including 2 pi. Okay, let's move on to number 4. Let me just make sure I'm still in the camera range. Oh, I'm sorry, that was number 4. To number 5. 4 cotangent x equals cotangent x sine squared x. Okay, I bring this whole thing, this is connected through multiplication. It's one term, so I bring this whole thing to the other side. 4 cotangent x minus cotangent x sine squared x equals 0. Okay, look, they both have a cotangent of x. Factor that out.